I don't want to embarrass you. You're an extremely attractive woman. I'm guessing that growing up, you must have been extremely popular. You were in the popular girls group, weren't you?
I was for a split second, but I have to say, it didn't start that way. I started a group called PIG, which stood for the popular in group, and we had tactics of how to make it into the popular group.
Right.
So there was a lot of, you had to swear a lot, and you had to dye your hair platinum blonde, which I did. Very like Christina Aguilera coming over video. Yeah,
so
and it worked.
You dyed your hair and immediately you were in the in group?
Yeah, kind of. Like one of the popular girls was like, you. And she brought me over and she was like, we had a meeting and we've decided that you are now allowed into the popular group. I ended up deciding that I would be known as the girl who could throw parties, and I threw some kind of awesome abandoned house parties.
Now, when you say abandoned house parties, does that mean that you would go and find an abandoned house and just say, we're partying here? Like, how does that work?
I don't think she forced people off their land.
I did. Get out of here.
Well, maybe she did. She's like, we're partying here. Shoot, shoot, get out. It's possible, Andy. I'm trying to get the facts here. So tell me how this worked, the abandoned house party.
Well, my dad, he's kind of a real estate investor, so he would buy these properties and then knock them down and make apartments. So basically, they would be empty for a while.
Before they knocked it down, yeah.
Before they knocked it down. So I said to my dad, oh, you know, it's the end of the year. I just want to have a little, you know, girls' tea party. Can I have the key to the house?
A tea party.
Yeah, a little tea party.
I love that, yeah.
As we do. And I ended up getting this key, and then I wrote out, like, cut to 16-year-old girls, like, writing out flyers which said, bring everybody, open house party, bring booze, woo. And we printed out like 500 of these flyers and just started handing them out.
Where
in
did you
Adelaide,
hand them
South
out?
Australia.
Like,
just in the city, just to randoms.
You handed out invitations to people all over the city?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so how many people showed up?
About 3,000, like literally. It was the biggest party Australia's ever seen. The house burnt down. Yeah.
Wait a minute. You can't jump to that part.
I know.
What do you mean the house burnt down?
It did. There was a SWAT team, 3 fire brigades came, the ambulance came. It was all on the news. What happened was, I guess everyone showed up.
Someone lit a fire.
Someone lit the fire, and they set our school bags on fire. So we all brought our school bags. We were going to crash the night there, and they just lit fire to the school bags. And I heard one person say, demolition party. And then they started throwing cans, and all the windows smashed, and then they set it on fire.
You Australians are crazy. I mean, you have a party and you're like, well, this is great. We've got dip, we've got nachos. Let's set these gym bags on fire.
I know, I couldn't believe it. It was kind of awful.
When you say the house burnt down, you mean it just burnt to the ground?
Pretty much. Like, I could see what was happening during the party. All my friends, their parents had already picked them up at this point because it had gotten out of control. And people were stomping on the stairs to collapse them. Then one guy grabbed the only piece of furniture in the house, which was a piano, and he literally went, wee, and pushed the piano down the stairs. And then I see these guys lighting fires. I mean, it was insane.
Okay, so then your dad gets the call.
Yes.
That your daughter had a party for 3,000 people and burnt your house to the ground.
Yeah.
How did that go over?
Well, he didn't actually know. He didn't find out. I mean, the party went through until like 7 a.m. the next morning. So first thing in the morning, I woke up and I drove straight to his work. And I was like, I really need to speak to my dad. I need a meeting. This is really insane. So Dad comes in and his face is just ashen. And I was like, I have something really important to tell you. It's really disappointing. And Dad's like, you're pregnant. And
is he petting a koala this whole time?
No.
Quiet!
Oh my golly, what is that noise though? That doesn't sound like a koala.
Give me a break. I'm not from Adelaide. I don't know what an koala sounds like. I just called it an koala.
An koala. Cool name.
So he thought you were pregnant.
He thought I was pregnant, and I was like, ew, Dad, no, I just burnt down the house that you were gonna knock down anyway. And I was like, you don't have to pay for it to get demolished now. And then he just was kind of cool about it. He was glad I wasn't pregnant.
He's on tranquilizers, I think.
I know, I should have been grounded.
What do you mean? He's like, well, all right then.
He's like, as long as you're not pregnant.